Good afternoon and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today, I know it's not Wednesday, but it's okay. We're doing Blindformers on Tuesday today. Uh, Mainly because Friday, I'm going to be on the road going to Orlando for TFCon Orlando 2023, where I will be hosting a panel at 11:30 a.m. this Saturday talking about how blindness and Transformers intersect. So please, if you want to check me out, go to TFCon Orlando this weekend. I'll be there. Yep, I will be there. Yes. And I will be hosting a live stream on this channel on that day. Hopefully, if we can figure it all out, we'll have my younger brother. He's going to be managing the camera for me, and we're going to record my first panel and do kind of a live stream. I'm not going to allow comments because Sugar, what? Why? Why did you take down Prime? Huh? What did you have against Prime? Should I call you Megatron instead of Sugar? Anyway, I'm going to be there hosting. There won't be cats. There would just be me. And I'm going to do a box opening for that day. And you just kind of showcase how I, as a blind person, learn a new Transformer. So I have a newly purchased Cosmos, still sealed in the box, and me and Cosmos will be there on Saturday so that others can, experience me. I think that would be fun, and I will enjoy the fact that, raising awareness for the blind and visually impaired through alternative means and methods is the mission statement of this channel, and that will be what I'm doing. And I'm just excited about it. It's going to be a fun, it's going to be a blast. I can't wait. And I'm looking forward to meeting so many of the creators that exist in the Transformers community, and of course, being able to shake hands with Bob Budiaski and get him to sign my Optimus Prime. How cool would that be? Actually, I may get him to sign Ultra Magnus. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the Blindformers episode for today. I hope all of you are having a great day, and please remember, take time to have some fun today. And I keep forgetting this every time I start a video up. I forget to mention one important thing. It's Blind Awareness Month. Yes, I will be hosting a blind-themed panel at Transformers Con during Blind Awareness Month. How great is that? It works. It works very well, and this is super exciting. I can't wait. I think it would be even cooler if Pete Gustin, the blind surfer, had been invited, because he's voiced Optimus Prime a few times, and it would have been amazing if he was there as well, talking to people and signing things. I would have been just floored if that had happened. Two blind people at the same conference? Oh my god! Okay, let's get into the Blindformers episode for today, and this transformation is a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and set him up for the transformation. So you want to just remove his weapons. This is Ultra Magnus, Studio Series 86, by the way. And he really, really likes to hold that gun. You gotta really try to get it out of his hand. Okay, so that's one gun. Let's go ahead and, before you start the transformation, I advise that you straighten all of his joints out, because that is going to be very important. And there's going to be a lot of clicking. Hopefully y'all enjoy the clicking. Let's go ahead and remove his missile pods from his shoulders. They don't need to be there. And let's go ahead and remove the gun from his back. That doesn't need to be there either. All right, all accessories removed. Now let's get started on this. This is a lot of fun. And I'm going to try and transform it similar to the show. So if we're doing it by the show, it means that we're going to have to spin him around. So in the show, he spun around backwards, and he just kind of folded down into vehicle mode. I may not be able to do that exactly, but I do love the fact that this is very similar to the transformation in the show as I remember it, and it surprised me I remembered so much of it. So first thing you want to do when transforming this guy is you want to come up here to his shoulders. On either side of his head, you've got these flaps that are folded down, and these are actually pin flaps. They're holding stuff together. So you want to unfold each of these flaps independently of one another. And what they're doing is they're holding these arm sections together on the sides. Now that the flaps are undone, the arms can fold back and they can fold out. So that's what we're going to do right now. You want to take undo the flaps, then you want to fold the arms out. They've got multiple hinged panels here, so you just keep folding them out on either side and fold them all the way forward. That's okay. So now, when we folded these guys up, let's go ahead and collapse the hands on either side. Go ahead and collapse the hands on either side. Then you want to take his bracer here. His bracer actually parts. It's sometimes a pain to find the place where it parts at, but it isn't too difficult to find if you know where to look. There is a seam. And what I found the best way to do is get your thumbnail into this panel, find the hand, put your thumbnail directly under the hand where the forearm armor goes over goes under the hand a bit, and then you can push that panel downwards. It unfolds, and then this entire forearm assembly armor thing will fold down to cover the hand. Very similar. There. Oh, hey, there it goes. Okay, sometimes it's a little tricky because you got to make sure you've got the hand in there correctly folded. If the hand isn't correctly folded, nothing's going to really fit right. So let's go ahead and make sure we folded all those fingers into place and fold that back down over the hand. Come on. Come on now. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Go to your home. There we go. So that's the first hand done. And let's look over here. Put our fingernail underneath that. Fold that panel out. Then fold this entire assembly away. Make sure that you take this time to fold up the hand. There we go. And then you want to fold it all down. Make sure that you cover the hand. And then after you've covered the hand, you want to then, it may take a minute to move it around and stuff so that you can lock this into place. But once you lock it in, it's good. All right. So that's the first 2 steps completed. Well, multiple steps because we already unfolded the arms. Now, sweep the arms back to his backpack area so that you can come over here to this front, and on either side of his chest plate we've got these weird feeling pieces, and they fold to the sides on each side. So they fold out, and then they're going to actually snap into place in the paneling that we have for the arms. So we're just going to fold that out and snap that into place on either side. There we go. Now the chest piece doesn't have those 2 sides on it, and this chest piece actually can move. It's going to, we're going to pick it up slightly. Nope. We don't want to just engage the spark. We don't want to do that. Now, you just want to pull that up slightly, but not too much just yet, because we've got to come around here to the back, and we've got to take and finish doing this. So on his backpack, you know that circle thing that's in the center of his backpack? If you'll straight down, you'll find that there's a little groove that goes all the way down, and then when your finger hits the end of his backpack, go ahead and pull that entire center of his backpack up. Now you want to go ahead and take his head, and we're going to fold his head backwards. Okay, it's not really going to fold too well just yet, but don't worry, it will make more sense soon. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to then take this panel on his chest, and we're going to pick that up. All right, now that we've picked that up, we can reveal more stuff on the inside. So this is a part of the transformation that gets a little weird. It does. I'll be straight and honest with you on that one, but we can keep going. Now, what you want to do here, and this is a very weird step, you want to grab, see, once we've pulled the backpack piece up, you can feel there's wheels in there hidden underneath it. I love how this figure hides all the truck wheels so well. So you want to take your 2 fingers from one hand, and you want to pick up that entire section that has the wheels, okay? Now that you've picked up that section, we're going to move the panel back just a bit that we folded up earlier, and we're going to pick that section up over his head, and then this panel's going to come down. We can do it, right? Come on, pick the thing up over the head. Go down. There you go. No, that's a bad head. What are you doing fighting with me today, you silly thing? Okay, let's go ahead and fold that panel downwards just a bit. Fold that up. Get in there, head. There it goes. Okay, so sometimes those little pylons on either side of the head can make it a little difficult to slip it into its home, but once you get it in there, that panel will fold down, and now we've got these wheels on this side to take care of, and this other panel stuff. So let's continue picking this up. Okay, so it's just going to keep going up, and then we're going to pull from the underside of the, this backpack is crazy. There's a lot of things hidden in it. We're going to pull out from the back this piece that is actually the front end of the truck mode, and we can, when you pull it out, unfold, there's a piece folded into it, and we can unfold that to be the entire front of the truck. Yeah, looks really cool. You got the windows that unfold and the grill. That's a pretty neat little truck front. And on either side of the truck front piece, there's these panels that we have to pick up. Now, these panels are interesting because when they're folded down, they're actually on a double hinge. So what we want to do is fold them up, but then we're going to fold them up more. Yeah, they're actually going to kind of slide up. So you want to unfold it, but if you fold it wrong, you're going to have this bump on the side of the vehicle mode. I don't know how well you may be able to see that, but there's a bump on the side. We want to fold that panel all the way there. All right, and once we've done that, the top, the panel that we undid earlier, that will be the front of the truck, can just settle on top of that. Now use your thumb, push your thumb into the center of all these panels, and push out the tires on either side. They are a little stiff because they lock into place, but once they lock into place, those panels aren't really going to move too well. Okay, that's pretty cool. I just, this transformation amazes me all the time. All right, now that we've got those panels up, we want to fold in the those little pegs that we use to hold the transformer together, his arms. They're not going to really connect to anything in the vehicle mode. They're just going to fold up a bit and hide. Okay, so we're just going to hide those and fold his chest piece down over it so that the chest piece for Ultra Magnus is going to hide in the center of all of these panels that make up his white truck mode. And I believe it's a white truck. And let's see. Fold. Come on. Yeah. Fighting me. You fighting me? Oh, I see what's going on here. Alright, so fold that pit down. There it goes. And then there. The little trap door that's made to hide the head of Ultra Magnus was getting in the way. There's some pipes on either side of it, and you gotta make sure that you get all of this stuff transformed correctly. Slide those panels on either side a bit more. There we go. Yeah, those panels that are used to hold in the arms for him, I had slipped them in too far. So don't put them in at a 45-degree angle when you fold them. Make sure they stay at that 90-degree angle to their joint section, like where the hinge is located. Make sure that's 90 degrees. If you fold them in too far, then this top of the vehicle mode won't be able to fit in correctly. So you want to make sure that each of those pieces are folded out as far as you can, and that's going to allow all of this stuff. Oh, don't you fold back together, you silly panel. So let's go ahead and slide that, close the head piece up a bit. There it goes, and then this piece is going to slide forwards. All right, there it goes. Yeah, there we are. We're looking at the top of the vehicle mode now. So let's not worry about connecting those things too far just yet. So let's actually, we're going to knock something over. We're going to knock over Rodimus Prime. We're going to take all of his the accessories for Ultra Magnus, and we're going to set them off to the side to have a little more space. Because I'm not going to mess with the front of the truck anymore just yet. We're going to mess with it in a bit. Let's come down here to the feet now. Now the feet, we can actually move them so they click. Think of it like in the Transformers show. When he transformed, he would fall backwards. So remember that. So you've got to click the feet forwards as if he were to be laying backwards on the ground. And once you've clicked them forwards as far as they will go, because they do have a lock moment, you want to then connect those two together. Okay. Now, this ramp piece, you would think that the ramps here would actually connect together, but they do not, and that's okay. I don't mind that. Now, we're going to then, once we've unfolded, once we folded the legs down, The sides of the legs actually will stand up to be the sides of the trailer, and this has revealed some stuff inside of the legs. There's this arm that unfolds, but we're not going to unfold this arm just yet, but there's one on each side that unfolds. And there's also this little panel on top of the leg that will fold backwards to just kind of give the semblance of this truck, this trailer having some little tire stuff. So we can go ahead and fold each of those panels up from the legs. And yeah, so think of it this way. The front panels of the legs become the ramps, but when you fold the legs down for the ramps, for the trailer mode, it will reveal these other panels that you fold up. So ramps get folded down, interior panels get folded up, and you get this nice kind of driving area for your vehicles to park into this transport mode. So now let's move over here. Now that we've got these wheels done, let's come back over here to the top, and we're going to do a lot of fun things with these arms real quick. We're just saving them for this moment. But before we do any of that, there's one more thing that we have to accomplish, and I always forget to do this. There is this weird panel in the center here, and we got to fold these arms down on either side so we have good access to this. This panel thing rotates. It rotates 360 degrees. For robot mode, you want it rotated downwards, where it's got these two little spikes on it. And these spikes are just kind of the end points where you can lock in a vehicle's wheels. So you want to rotate that 180 degrees, so those two horn things, spikes, are pointed towards the cab of the truck. All right? I advise doing that at this step because this piece is very easy to move right now, but when we continue, this piece will be nearly impossible to spin. So you want to go ahead and take care of that piece right now. Now that you've taken care of that piece, we're going to then pick the arms up on either side. Let's go ahead and do that now. There it goes, one arm, and it will lock into place with this piece. And then the other arm, come on, lock into, there it goes. It locked into place with that piece, and now we have some very sturdy little walls for this trailer truck thing. Now, let's come back over here to the underside of the truck mode. Now that we have all that stuff unfolded away, we can go ahead and reach under here and unfold both of these wheels. Go ahead and lock each of them into place, and then we're going to lay it down on the ground and finish transforming the truck head. Oh, that's what was going on there. One of these little pieces that I told you to watch out for came out, and that's what's been causing the problems with the truck transformation. Gotta slip that piece back in there. Good grief. Those two pieces that were on the shoulders are always getting into trouble. They are always getting into trouble, but you can go ahead and squeeze the truck together for Ultra Magnus here. I'm going through all the names. All right, come on, truck. Come on. Finish up. Finish up, you silly truck. You silly, silly truck. You just got to fold that piece there. All right, and that piece locks into place, and then you guys are going to lock into place, right? Hey, you guys are going to lock into place, right? It's not going to lock into place. Come on. Come on now. Very interesting transformation steps here, but sometimes this little section here will give you the most trouble. It is a pain sometimes, but it's not too bad of a pain. It's just slightly annoying. That's all. We'll go ahead and get those pieces together there. There it goes. Lock that one in. Come on, lock that one. Come on. What's going on with you over here? Why aren't you locking in? I did straighten all of you out. You are perfectly straight. Lock in to your spot, my friend. Come on. Come on, lock in. There we go. Locked. Okay, now that you've locked in the sides to the roof, it will take you a moment, like I just showed you. You can then lock the front down to the roof as well. And that will make everything come together, and it makes a wonderful vehicle, it makes a wonderful truck. All right, now that we've got the truck cab finished, let's work on these arms, okay? Now, these arms are really neat. You want to fold them up a bit so we can get access to things. Come up here to the top of the pillar for his shoulder, and on it we've got two pieces that we need to move. These are two little hinge lockers, and there's one on either side, and you want to use your thumb to pull them apart from each other. And when you do, this siege port will become very visible, but you need these guys folded in to lock all that into place. So you just unfold them on either side, and we've unlocked that arm. Now let's do it with the other side too. Let's go ahead and fold this arm up. There it goes. Okay, and we're gonna fold this arm out. Just come up. There it goes. Okay. So we're going to come up here to the top, and we're just going to find those two pieces, and we're going to rotate them both outwards and down to allow that siege peg to be completely visible. And then we're going to do something fun. We're going to pull the arm. Okay, so what we're doing here is you want to grab the place, the shoulder point for this arm. You want to hold it steady, and then you want to grab the arm itself by the middle of the arm, around where the elbow's at. You can find the elbow because it's got siege ports in it, and you want to rotate that arm outwards while still holding on to the other piece, and it's going to go all the way out and around. It can actually go further around, which is kind of neat. Hey, sugar cat. But we want it to go just 180 degrees. So we just want to go from one position all the way out to this other position. And then we're going to take those two panels that we unfolded from either side of the pylon top, and we're going to fold those back down, and that's going to lock that arm into place. Now, while we've got it over here, there's a step right here that took me a little while to figure out. You will feel that there's this giant hollow section midway down this arm where the shoulder just pulled away from the other shoulder. And this hollow section can be taken care of. Feel in there. You'll find that there's a little nub that sticks out just ever so slightly, and you can actually grab that with your fingernail, and you can fold this panel down, and it will lock into place. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and do the other side. So we've already unlocked it. Let's go ahead and do the hold the arm together and pull it apart trick. There it goes. Pull that arm around 180 degrees, and then lock those two panels back, lock those two locking joints back into place. And now we're going to reach our finger into the other piece, and we're going to pull out that little plastic square and lock it into place. And that's just a gap filler. And I love it whenever Transformers gives us a gap filler for things. Ultra Magnus just took out Rodimus Prime. Now that we've done all of this, let's come back and finish this transformation. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rotate the arm at the shoulder. There it goes. We may need to lock our arm back into place afterwards. Let's go ahead and do the same with this side. I'm just going to rotate it around. And this is going to take a lot of clearance, so be careful you don't knock anything over when transforming this guy. But once you got it all the way around, we can then finish this transformation up. Okay, so once you've rotated it all the way around, make sure it's flat. We've got one more step to do here, though. So before we go collapsing anything and combining stuff together, come over here to the siege port that's on his shoulder. Now feel down his arm. You'll find that there's this little rectangular nubbin. It feels more like something that was sculpted in there to be kind of a robot piece. It's actually a fingernail piece, so that your fingernail can reach in there. And the panel that this siege port is on actually folds out around and down to cover this gap that was made with the top of the shoulder. So now we're going to come over here to the other side. We're going to find that little nubbin that's for the fingernail that's right below the siege port, and rotate that around, and then fold that into place, and it's going to snap into place very nicely. And those are all the panels that we have to really fiddle with. Now you want to fold each of these arms towards the center of the trailer mode. Okay? And once you've folded them each towards the center of the trailer mode, you're going to then want to connect them together. Now there's a bunch of ports on either of these arms, and now this step will require making sure that your arms are at the exact same angles and aren't getting caught up in the rear of the trailer back here. Good God, you arms, get that one needs to click. Okay, and then this one needs to, it's fighting me. All right. This one needs to click as well. Nope, click too much. Click one more. Click one down. One down click. Thank you. Okay. Now we combine them together at the shoulder. There are some pegs and ports revealed whenever we fold those siege ports up to cover the gap. What we reveal underneath them is the connector points for both of those arms to connect together. Now come down the arm and find where these other 2 points are, and we're going to connect the arms together down here at the right where those forearm armors are. And something is slightly off here. Something is slightly off with these arms. What's going on? What's going on here? What have I screwed up? I screwed something up somewhere. No, you're all good. Weird. I think I corrected it. Okay. Now, coming down here to the legs, before we go combining anything, there's this weird little piece on the leg. It's a slidey piece that folds down in robot mode, but when we go into vehicle mode, we fold it up, and it slides on this little bar. And you want to slide it to the end of the bar as far as it will go. And you want to do the same on both sides. It's mirrored. And once you do that, you can then find this little rectangular peg on the side of the arms that are now the top of the trailer. And if it doesn't get stuck on the other one, we can push these arms down and then connect them to these points. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, there's the spot. Now get that spot connected there, and then get that spot connected over here on the other side. There it goes. Okay, there we are. There we are. All that's good. Those little squares we unfolded earlier hide the gap, because if those weren't folded, that gap would be pretty visible. Now that I did that to myself, I've got to unfold the little piece again. So find that little notch and rotate that piece out to make it solid looking. Okay, all those are good. All those are good. And finally, come down here to the vehicle, pull it out just a bit, and then put it back. You got to do that so that you can actually have a vehicle that can move around. And there we go. Let's go ahead and fold the trailers up on either side. I mean, not the trailers, the ramp off. Fold the ramp up that's on the back, and make sure those legs are connected together. Sometimes they get disconnected during transformation. Now go through, make sure everything is together, and finally, we cannot add the guns for him, but we can put down these two rockets. So find that siege port that's visible on the arm of the trailer there, and we want to put a rocket on each side. So there's one rocket, and where did I put the other rocket at? Here's the other rocket. Let's go ahead and put the rocket on the other side. That siege port, there it is. Boom. Hey, go into the siege port. That's your home. There it is. Perfect. Wonderful. Now, these two guns that he also comes with, there's no place to put them because, oh, and that's something else I just remembered I needed to do, and we totally forgot. Let's flip the trailer upside down real quick. His butt panel, it actually snapped into place. Wonderful. Usually, you're going to have to come under here and snap that butt panel into place. There's a little spot, but sometimes it just kind of falls into place naturally while you're transforming. But that butt panel is usually where the gun goes, and on his backpack is where the gun goes. But since you can't, since the butt panel is towards the ground and the backpack is now split into multiple pieces, can't really do anything about that. Oh, and the last step, I totally just remembered. Let's find it. Okay, so there it is. Let's fold these two panels forwards that we talked about earlier, that I mentioned needed to get folded up into these sections. And while we're folding them, make sure you reach inside the panel and fold out that little slight curved piece. And there's one on each side, and they just fold up and just set there. I haven't found anything to make them attach. They just sit there and look pretty. And then we fold these two panels up on the inside of there and take his belt, and that belt folds up just a bit, and these two panels will fold down, and then that belt folds down on top of them. Not really it's not really a great sturdy connection. What it is more is just kind of a braking moment, so that if you put any vehicles in here, that's how I'm assuming. If you put any vehicles in there, this piece will allow them to go over, and then it won't. It will allow them to kind of just stay in place. Or you can just fold that belt up all the way and have it just folded up. But I like to fold it down so that it's a block to stop my vehicles from moving around while in vehicle mode. Okay, it rolls pretty nicely, though that little bit does scrape, and I haven't figured out how to stop that. Now, that is how you transform your Ultra Magnus from Studio Series 86 from robot mode to vehicle mode. It is an in depth transformation, 44 steps or 43 steps, depending, and I am just floored by this transformation. This is a fun transformation. This is an intuitive transformation. And this transformation gets a 10 out of 10. The robot mode got a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, and this transformation gets a 10 out of 10. I like every moment of it. I love the gap fillers. I love the panels that come out of nowhere to fill those gaps. I I just like how this you don't expect there to be a truck hiding inside of this robot. Like the front vehicle, there's nothing to showcase that, and yet there's a there's this white truck mode that comes out of it, and it makes me happy. It does. So I'm ecstatic about this, and I absolutely love it. This is one of my top 10 Transformers of all time. This is great, and every moment of it has been splendid. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, TFCon Orlando 2023, Blind Prime will be talking. Keep the date in your calendars, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone, by the way. So if you're a fan of mine and you want to watch it, I will be hosting it online with a live stream. So can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Until next Prime, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye for now.